This is Kal Kat, the Calcaster, and this is just a real brief announcement. FanimeCon tomorrow. Kal Kat, the Calcaster. FanimeCon as tomorrow. Yeah, and well, you'll see this as it's being downloaded each night during the thing. So that's it. Mark's Cards will not be attending. We are not doing GalaxyCon this year. At Fanime, I will be at Fanime. We'll see whether the panel got canceled or not. I don't think so. We'll see. Okay, this here's Clint Cowpoke. And welcome to my discussion. Kal Kat later on a commentary and all that. FanimeCon 2025, the sequel with more information. We're gonna do the whole weekend. This is just Friday. So Friday stuff's got all that in there. Con swag is gonna be first here. Con swag. I always get a con shirt because I would do that. And I decided to get it first thing instead when everything opened at 3. So here we have the shirt. Ooh, the con shirt. There's one other shirt that had to go to the bank to get out because it was cash only at that place for some reason. Because the cash thing didn't work for some reason. And I got this one here. I'm not procrastinating. Side quests. Yes. So that was the 2 con swag things. The 3rd con swag thing was from they brought back that chocolate the chocolate moonshine chocolate or whatever the hell it was. Vaguely moonshine flavored chocolate and rum flavored chocolate, kind of. They're not that good. They're just okay. Yeah. So this is kind of a recap of con swag. Whether yeah. So everything's probably going to be out of sequence. There was an Uber ride there, an Uber ride back. With the Uber ride back, they picked up the guy picked up 2 different people in 2 different parts of San Jose on the way home. All the way over to the east side, and then back over the other way to Milpitas, there was the other driver, that doesn't matter, but the other passengers was a Mexican guy, and then later on it was an Indian girl, probably a high schooler or something. Anyway, it don't matter. The driver was Indian. The driver in the morning was Indian too. So there wasn't really anything exceptionally funny to report on in this behind the scenes commentary, but there was somebody commenting on Coxzilla, but not the Coxzilla, the porn star, but rather these 2 ladies had seen a man with an enormous patch of junk, like commenting on his junk, which was funny. So it wasn't a porn star; it was a guy with his costume was bulging like. And then there was another guy had a sword, kind of like that guy. And also he was packing heat, so I'm thinking that'd be the same guy. Yeah, as you know, on Friday they start the events officially around 1:30 or 2, and then open the dealer's room at 3. So it was like they dragged everything on until midday. Friday there wasn't as much visuals. There's a lot of we're gonna go through that when we see the other stuff. But yeah, so this is a recap. This is what happened Friday. I wanted to keep it down to just because there's a lot of video of just walking around. So I'll talk about it on there, and yeah, and the other things around that on the slideshow part. And there's not a lot of shots of Cowpoke directly facing the camera doing the stroll, because we always have to redub that anyway. So there's no point in putting that in there. We're just gonna cut dub over it. I'm gonna use it. Just dub over the other stuff too. Yeah, so to avoid copyright, because there's lots of songs and things in there. Anyway, so that's a recap, real brief thing on Friday on the behind the scenes, which I'll just add to the slideshow and then go from there. Here we are at FanimeCon 2025. This is Kal Kat, and this is Cowpoke. Yeah, here at the convention. I'm gonna kill the sound though, so you don't get in trouble. Yeah, well, there we go. Keep playing. There's Clint Cowpoke with his hat coming in there. Yep, they're looking real sexy there. There's all kinds of sexy trainings in there. Yeah. I'm bigger than the guy behind me there is like, what the fuck is he doing? What do you think I'm doing? I'm a blogger on YouTube, boy. Oh, come on now. It's called a photo bomb. Anyway. There he's looking a little blitz there at the convention. There's the gaming room. I was not blitzed. Yeah, there's the game room. And we have the game room with the being set up. So you can see some of the boxes still being set up. Before everything. On Friday, it usually doesn't start until 1. But Kitty Key and Kal Kat, the original, been going to these since 2011. So yeah, he's always there real early. I think the security people, by the time that happens, they would be like, by at least the middle of the day, they'd be like, oh, that's Kal Kat, just let him through. But surprisingly, they asked every time. Well, that's because you're so darn cute when we change costumes. They just didn't figure it was you. Yeah. Yeah, they're peculiar. There. Yeah, it was FanimeCon. And so you have there's some people doing the Dance Revolution thing. So some of the games were activated, and they were doing them. I can't do that anymore. My feet are killing me the whole time. No, I can't do the freak dancing. I would fall over and explode. Here's Raphael, but a chunky Raphael. It's like he's now middle-aged and chunky. Here going down the corridor doing the stroll, of course. Yeah, and yeah, there was this is a newer phone. This is an iPhone 15 Plus. It's a newer phone. Mark's Cards decided to one up and get a 16, but he wasn't there. That was the food. That was the iguanas. And there's Plant Slut. There, briefly. Yeah, the place is still there. Well, they didn't take the sign down, and Togo's is dead. San Jose State, the old alma mater. Spartans, hail, hail the red, green, and gold. Spartans. Well, at least they weren't Trojans. That would have been Milpitas High. There's the dead Togos. And that's the main Togos. That's the corporate branch Togos. It's dead. The other Togos are open, but that one is dead. That building is finished. That office building. They finished it and replaced the window that broke. Yep, and there's that. There's the Barbara Handler building, and where they did that years ago, that weird thing. Yeah. They did lots of weird things. So here we are at the hotel, which is now is it a Hyatt, I think now? Yeah, I did. And there was some con stuff that was going to be there, but there was the end of another one there. And the cut through is blocked off. There's a cut through. It's blocked off. You can't go in there anymore. We got a bunch of like stuff and chairs and shit in there. And then come out here to the fountains and the other stuff where Christmas in the Park was. Yeah. Which at night looks completely different for some reason. The Bijou did not look opened, but I guess it was. Here's the park where Christmas in the Park was. From On Location Missions. And we did an episode there. Yeah. Requiring a cast of a dozen, probably, to do that. Yeah. But then, yeah, that was interesting. We did an On Location reunion episode. And we were able to pull that off. It's been like over a year and a month since Mom died. Yeah, and everybody else moved away. The cast and crew going here. This particular convention is funded by Dan, the executive producer at Queenbee Studios. Yeah. Here we have Dan Brown. Yeah. Here we have a guy. Yeah, there's a fake military guy. It's from something. That's from Digital Circus. That's actually a creative, a different version of the character. And there's their cast. Yeah. These pictures are way sharper than the other ones were. You could zoom in on you could zoom in on like details and stuff if you want to. Oh, yeah, way sharper. Yeah. And then we have sort of a war alien guy. It's from something. Probably Fallout. That could be too. But I think he's from Highlander. And there's Raphael. Damn. Now then we're back to the game room where some of the gamers were appearing. And I kept sitting down in the corner over there, and they kept trying to start a game with me. Maybe tomorrow. We'll see. I might play a game. And then we have why not? And we have Raiders. He's disgusted that it's not the Raiders. I don't know. She cute. Yeah. Little girl, elf girl. And there is Girdle Clint Cowpoke. That's hilarious. I like it. The Lady Clint Cowpoke. If he was a trans woman, he would look like that. Or his daughter would. Anyway, here is, and that's fine. And that was Judy Hopps and the Fox guy. It's Bees. And what's going on here is this show that goes on every year. And I decided to go stand in the audience and sit down in the audience and see what it is. What are they doing at this show? Is it a show or costume thing or whatever? And it turns out what it is because I got to be in the audience, is if you have a particular manga group, and you're there with your posse in your group, you get to go down there and pose, and the professional people take your picture. And they put it up on the website, which is cool. They used to do it in the theater, now they do it down. Or over here, now they do it down there. So that's cool. So that's what that is. Now, I couldn't do that because I'm not there with a posse, with a bunch of other people. I could go down there and they could take my picture, but it would be kind of silly. It'd be like, what? And I would be in the Fanime stuff. I did appear in one of the Fanime things. I appeared in the Silly Kelly Teddy Ruxpin one. I was in that one. I had to make a bizarre outfit so they would notice me. Now, that's funny. I don't think that's supposed to be Raven and Starfire in that previous one. I think that's just somebody that kind of looks like him a little bit. And that is from something else. Her own thing. That's cool. Oh, there's the Eero guy. He appeared last season too. Yeah, he's around. And they have the other two. some of the cast was there. Yeah, so we had I think that the yeah, pretty sure that I did not technically see anyone from the church, which is funny. Here's a little face. There's a it, that's actually funny. That's a furry. There's a furry. The handler not far off. Yes. And here's some. Okay, here we have some motion video footage, high def video footage, and you can see the individual characters going about, and the host trial begins. We'll do the host trial. Yeah, there's quite a lot of trainees there, and that's good because there should be. They should have a nice place to hang out with, because they can be that. Do that. No one messes with them. Actually, the religious group wasn't there at all. There were some people kind of there, but they didn't protest. They were just there. But yeah, there's sometimes you see what looks like a girl in a hot Asian outfit, and it's a dude. Sometimes it's the other way around. So you never know. And they're cute too. Because Cowpoke swings any darn where it is. Don't care. But yeah, there was no swinging going on. At least that wouldn't be during the day, I wouldn't think. Yeah. There's an example right there. That's a man. As you see, he's got an Adam's apple. It's hiding it though, and he has a package. That's his giant Exactly. He was mentioned earlier as well. Here's a here's a furry, a horse hung furry. Oh, he's hung too. He's got a bulge down there. Somebody mentioned that. This particular furry decided to sit down to pose, and there's an alien creature. It's funny, kind of a knight kind of thing. Somebody commented on my Trekkie costume. They were excitable and slightly odd, and said, "You can take my picture." And they're, "Oh, really?" Yes. Yeah, that was tough. Yeah, course, go for it. I didn't get to take hers though. There's a butt right there. YouTube's gonna flag that. Nah, it's covered up. But it was a man butt anyway. It's a dude. Oh my. Ooh my. I did see two of Drea's old friends there. They were there. Yes. And as well as two Job Club people were there. Again, I happened to walk up to one of them and said, "Hi." He's like, "Oh, Adam." And there was another one sitting down with her husband. One of the Job Club. Now, most time she kept looking up and looking at the husband. She goes, yeah. So, yeah, Job Club. So, yeah. I remember you. Hi. Well, yeah. And she went back to reading. That was all it was. That one. But yeah, we have. Yep, there's all kind. Now we're in the dealer's room. You know. And in the dealer's room, you had the shirt guy, the tea turtles. It's actually called Turtle Tees. Everything's a tea turtle. It's tea turtle, but everything's a turtle tea. That's what it is. And it's he didn't have a card reader, so I had to go and get cash and come back. And I did, because I wanted the shirt. I had to have it. I'm not going to splurge on a lot of the stuff there at all. I mean, I'm just going to get what I want to get. The food was kind of, pricey, and it's ridiculous in there. Oh God, it's like it was $11 for a donut and water. That's ridiculous. Don't buy it in the con. But I needed the water because I was overheating, so I had to buy it. I'll bring like a bottle of water or something. I'll bring one tomorrow. Oh yeah, it wasn't hot today, fortunately. There's the Pokemon god Pikachu, the Pokemon god. I photographed him like he was a giant idol. He was just up high, but Disney. Yen Pen. Penny. Meh. See, she's real. Told you. Con goer who's not actually Jinx. Anyway, this is a tea turtle. Is what it's called. Yep, tea turtle. One of them hats too, I think. I think, yeah, we can get some stuff. With Uber. Although the Uber took forever to get home because it was like I got to pick up 2 other people. But here's the swords. Swords are fun. And there was a gun one too. This guy's selling guns, and there's some Carta. Yeah, it's exciting behind the scenes thingy there. We did complete Space Vanguards. We did complete Canary Space. Those were 2 discrete series. And where the script is done and the Carta figures are painted. So Carta will soon go into production. The remake of the soft reboot of Carta. It's called Cold Reboot, but it isn't really. It's over the rise. It's the 3rd chapter of the Carta original saga. It's kind of ignoring the Trans-Tech movie. It's pretending it didn't happen. It did, but it's mentioned kind of offhandedly. Oh yeah, it did. And Strawberry's dead, and it is mentioned, but it's kind of ignoring what happened to the Carta in that movie. It's kind of making it the all Transformers mush version. So it's gonna work. It's gonna work. I think it's yeah. I mean, it's gonna work. Yeah, because it's like, well, it's our stuff, so it's kind of a reintroduction of everybody. Mark's Cards likes that idea. I'll do like the origin for them that actually isn't just, oh, they're gonna kill each other. No, they don't kill each other at all in the movie. It's spoilers. The new version, they have personalities, and it's the pilot for a show. It's a pilot, so somebody might pick it up. You never know. All the Starship Locations, Queenbee Studios picked up Canary Space and Space Vanguards years after those books came out. They said, "No, we'll do it. We'll just do it. We'll adapt those screenplays. We have them right here. We'll just go do them." And they did, and it was good. They were great. There was 4 Canary Space stories and three Advanced Guard Vanguard episodes. They did have to rename it Advanced Guard because Vanguard was taken, but Canary Space wasn't, so they kept that one. And then we did a sort of pseudo faux having fun 10th episode of Legacy, even though technically Legacy already ended and basically ruined one of the ships. There was a plot and thing, and the Q messed with everything, but can rebuild the sets. It's fine. The set was falling apart, so but we'll get a new set. Yeah, we'll get a new set. Make a better one. We don't spend too much on the sets. And Dan's okay with the robots because he likes those little robot Carta things. He likes that kind of thing. Yeah, that's cool too. That one. He didn't say that specifically, but it's just do whatever you want. Okay. Yeah. So we have. Yeah. But. Yeah, were there Transformers there or not? They weren't. They were models. I don't think they were Transformers. Yeah, they're more
Although Transformers is an anime and it is a manga, you'd think they would have old school Transformers there. It was first Diaclone, and it was a Machine Robo, and and all that. It was originally a manga and an anime. So Star Trek was also an anime, briefly. They made an anime out of it in the 2000s. Now, if I had a Robotech costume, that would be anime as well. There was an anime question guy. I should have walked up to him. Maybe if he's there tomorrow, I will. I'll say, so, what do you think about, like, Macross and how it relates to the other Macross? That kid would have no idea. It would be like, is that like Robotech? What is that? I don't even know what that is. You stumped me, dude. I don't know what that one is. So I'll stump you on every other anime but Robotech. I don't know what that is. Okay, Space Battleship Romato. So, Starblazer. Yeah, I know what that is. Yeah, they recently made a movie in 2012. Anyway, so just kind of going on talking. We're just chatting over the con stuff and what's going on. This is well done. This is the visuals of this are amazing. The quality is superior to anything we've ever filmed, and even with the Silatrack cameras. If we did the cell phone camera on Carta, that would be interesting. We're not going to use the cell phone camera on Carta. No, we're not going to do that. The audio would suck. The audio would be terrible. Yeah. Audio on those things is not. Yeah, you have to redub the audio. Yeah. So that cowgirl was a little special. I kept running into her. She kept running into me. Like, no, I'm not chasing you. No, I'm not following you. So I know. We keep just running into you. That's weird. I know you're not following me. It's fine. I keep following you. Even though I don't like boys. Okay. The transgender bathroom. That's what she said. I don't like boys. I think she was a little odd. Just a little. Probably the character was probably based on something. I just don't know what it was. Here is Tall Hat Man. I think that is from. What is that from? It's Tall Hat Man, but it's from. This is the candy that looked like weed. It was actually just a rum candy cigar and just chocolate and a moonshine candy cigar, and I had them the last part of the trip there. I ate them, but they weren't very good. I think they do their fudge better than that stuff. Yeah, their candy is sort of like they took other candy ideas and like ground them up and shoved them in there. They don't really. Yeah, they're okay. Not worth the price. It was $6 for two of those. It's ridiculous. They were doing the Kal Kat technique, which is provincial and fun, but there's something on your lens cap on your phone. I think it got brushed off, but it was on there. No, it's still there. Lens cap of your phone has got something stuck on it. Did it? Just like lens flare. Yeah, there's a little lens flare on there. Then that what went by there was a whole lot of woman. There she is again. Damn. It's not that she's big and Rubenesque. It's that Cowpoke likes that kind of thing. It's like, I'm a chubby chaser. But it's like that other girl earlier who was kind of chubby now, and her husband kind of skinny. He's a chubby chaser too. Yeah, from the Job Club. And it wasn't who I thought it was originally. I thought it was this one Job Club lady. It was the other one. There were like three of them. It was the third one. It was, I'm not Carly, I'm Linda or whatever. Oh, I'd have thought you were Carly. What if I did? Our hair is the same, but mine was brown originally. Like, oh, yeah, in a bottle. That's right. You dyed it. Yeah. Okay. She dyed her hair blonde. It wasn't blonde or brunette or something. Oh, look at that. So many delicious young things. And sometimes I'm talking about the men. Oh my. Sometimes the ladies and sometimes the dudes. Oh my. The Artist Alley was packed with people. They weren't necessarily buying anything. They were just everywhere. And they were all filming. They were just everywhere. Yes, and con geeks do reproduce. They manage to have offspring. Yeah. They do. They have offspring. And no, that stuff did not get anyone drunk. I'm sure they're not selling actual booze, candy. It didn't even taste like a rum candy. The Indian market has a better rum candy bar. It tastes like rum. Ooh, that thing did not have, yeah, it wasn't even remotely rum tasting. The moonshine one was better. It tasted kind of like vitamins. Ew. Anyway, so we're near the end of this. And yeah, this is Friday. And tomorrow we will see what happens on Saturday. I didn't do as much the Cowpoke, just his face, because I would have dubbed over it in later on. Tomorrow we will see what he's dressed like. Maybe Silly Kelly will show up in full regalia. That would be hilarious. He just shows up. He's just bonkers. Because I do have union suits. I could totally show up like that. Oh no. I don't know what I'm saying here, but anyway, you're in here. Yep. Yeah. Slideshow. Video slideshow. This is Kal Kat, the Kal Kat strip, Silly Kelly. I was a Lower Decks character, but after 20 years, because the show took place in 1983. It's 24, roughly. Yeah, so yeah, FanimeCon, this is a sort of a recap of Saturday. So this is Saturday. I will also do on the slideshow part as well. But here we have the Saturday, just thoughts. And it's not going to go on for hours and hours because Silly Kelly version is a little more kinetic and frantic version of it. Didn't need to have a lot of vision. Some weird things happened though. There was a night guy. He refused to picture a little odd. This is Kal Kat and Silly Kelly. This is the Fanime slideshow. Yeah, Saturday. They're at the Hilton Sigma Hilton, which used to be the Fairmont. Beamed right in there. And there's a Cowpoke hat, Kelly. he's supposed to be the guy, the Lower Decks character from the Starship San Jose. It's been 20 years, so that's what's going on. Oh yeah, the Bijan Bakery. The number thing is dead. That's what that was. So here we have the Fanime. I did go to the Bijan Bakery and the stuff was closed off, and there was some. Yeah, the Bijan. I think it's pronounced Bijan.
The sweet shop was closed, even though it said it was open. I went to the Bijan bakery. They stopped using the. This is in the morning. It's kind of disjointed. This is in the morning when that happened, and the tables weren't set out, but they stopped doing the ticket taking altogether. You just walk in and just do stuff, which would be pandemonium if there were more people there, but they didn't have the seating tables. And then later on, I went to the Signature. I dropped off in the Uber at the Signature, and then I went Signa. Then I went up and I checked out the Signa to see if there were any hotel, to see if there was anything going on. And then after that was the other thing. Then I saw the crazy guy, I think after lunch. So it was later. The crazy guy was after lunch. Lunch was at the Jack in the Box near San Jose State. There used to be a McDonald's and a Jack in the Box next to each other and near La Vix. La Vix is still there, by the way. Cowpoke, it's still there. Walked by it. But yeah, so the La Victorias is still there. The other places were still there as well. Because the inn would be silent. The McHenry Convention Center, not named after Henry Brister from Pine Hill. It's spelled differently. We have sword battle posed going on there. Clang. Clang. They're practicing for Carta. Silly Kelly Carta thing. I don't know if Silly Kelly's directing that necessarily, because he directed the other stuff. Or Cowpoke. Robert Stoner. Drop up. That's who that was. Yep. And yeah, we'll say his name, because what are they going to do? 13 years later. He's still dressing up in camos. And here talking about the panel, and this is the story about the meeting Carl Makek back in the 80s. That he sold us a copy of Fist of the North Star and said you could throw darts at it if you want to. So he didn't like it, even though he dubbed it. And that's the story. I told it to the con guy. And, it made sense in the panel because it was about that era of manga stuff. And that was manga. Yeah, so so that's what he's on about. Just kind of going over what they're on about. Yeah, it's so yeah, there was the contest thing. I wasn't in the contest. It was just afterward I mentioned it. Anyway, so here we have. I saw the contest. I watched it. I want to make that clear that I'm not we're not actually on the staff in any way at this convention. That would be screwy. It's not like Baycon back in the day. And no, we're not on the staff. Now, if the stories happen to be there, then we would kind of loosely be on the staff again. But no. So here we have Jack in the Box. Their new logo looks real simplistic. But earlier on, in the early afternoon, I think it was, there was a crazy black guy, black, evangelizing, but nowhere near the con. He was actually near the Hilton Signature, what used to be the Fairmont, I think, but the Hilton bought it out. It was the Fairmont. And he was yelling at the con people. He was yelling at them, and he was yelling that they were defiling Jesus or something. Just defying Jesus, yes. The irony is, it's hilarious. He doesn't know this, but the irony is that I am wearing a Campus Crusade shirt underneath this. An old 90s era Campus Crusade shirt. From San Jose State. But yes, that I probably have only worn twice. I decided to ironically wear it under the Star Trek outfit. But I didn't tell him that. What I said was Jesus was a boss pimp. Kept walking. He didn't hear me though. I'm going to leave it. So here we have Cowpoke going on about I think it was going on about having seen that angry man who was out in front of that hotel, or going on about
Well, when he was saying he was angry about the contest people. And there was nobody else protesting, just him. I think he was a little bonkers. Yeah, there's something wrong with him. I wasn't going to argue with nobody. There's something wrong with him. Could be on crack. Could be on anything. Could be on fentanyl. But yeah, so here's the movie, and although we have a finger and a shot earlier, I think we're just going to keep going, because why not? Yeah, you have yeah, I don't think you need to. Chili Kelly being goofy. It's what the new film people call art and artistic talent and stuff. When it's actually an error, we're going to say it's art. Yes, I completely blanked on what that middle panel was. That one. It was D&D, Dungeons and Dragons, the cartoon show from the 80s, which I was familiar with. And they aired a version of they played a version of the finale, which was done as a radio program, and then a fan did the radio program as a visual motion comic. I've seen it. It's actually awesome. Yeah, it's a motion comic. It's good. Yeah, they showed clips from it. They could have played the whole thing. It's funny. Ooh, it's kind of a messed up motion comic. Yeah. Then there were panels. There were con panels. There was what was the first one? The first one was was the first one the manga one? The one where you guessed the manga quiz. Anime quiz according to the anime person that put up the quiz. The contestants were already pre-screened ahead of time. They were in the audience. And so it wasn't like, it was kind of, I mean, if they knew their thing, then it wasn't a setup, right? And he threw in a couple of kids shows, which he knew they wouldn't know. But there were 2 rounds, about with 10 videos each, 10 opening sequences each, and I guessed all but 70% of them. So that's I couldn't guess out of the 20 of them altogether. I couldn't guess about 4, so something like that, or 5 of them I couldn't guess. And there was a Go Robo, which was funny, which is GoBots in America. They did a GoBots spinoff apparently. He tricked the audience by showing them the GoBots spinoff from the 90s. I didn't even know there was one. So there you go. Also, the audience caught on the second round and realized, they're going to mention the name of the episode in the show, in the trailer. It's going to be mentioned in a kanji in English. All you got to do is listen for it, and it'll be there. There it was. There it was. If they're giving you the title, it's right there. Just got to guess the year. There it is. Yeah, they literally said Machine Robo in the title. It's like, there it is. Anyway, so, and if it's a name, Kiki the cat, talking cat, Kiki's Journal, the talking cat. Yeah, I know that. That was one of the kid ones I didn't guess. I'm surprised that some of them didn't know that one. But the other panel was, there was a panel in the middle. It was what was it? It was probably because it wasn't about anybody. It was about another anime character I knew nothing about. I did have the opportunity though at the end of the panel for the Robotech panel, because he did a Q&A and then he decided not to, and so I walked up to the panel guy at the end and he said, he knew of me from several panels that I'd been to. So did the other people in the other improv thing. It was the Mario and Waluigi guys. They were in the audience too. It was the other guys. It was. They were all familiars from the cast, so they were there. And they were this guy I mentioned to him. I might have mentioned it before because he kind of had lightning bulb go off there. I mentioned it before that I had met Carl Maycak because he mentioned Fist of the North Star. He played Fist of the North Star. It was relevant because Carl Maycak tried to dub it into English. And I said, and he gave me a copy of
Carl Mayke sold me a copy of Fist of the North Star, the '80s version, and he said as he sold it to me, well, you can throw darts at it if you want to. So he didn't have any faith in it. That was any good. And I said, yeah. And later on, it wasn't. That's funny. That was Carl Mayke, the late Carl Mayke of Robotech, and the late Ahmed Argrama of Robotech. And now that they're gone, the rights are back in the hands of, I guess, Sony and New Way and Big West and Studio Nuo, and they can do more of them. They didn't mention that at the panel, but they can. They can do more of them. A lot of these things go up online, these animes, but they're immediately taken down because either they don't sell or they weren't supposed to be up, I guess. Like, your American distributor isn't a distributor. If they keep taking it down immediately and selling it, it's a bootleg. It's not legit or sketchy. They take it down immediately. They're not selling any more copies. Then you wonder, the copies available at all? Even his AI was telling him, the guy at the con, about that. That's what he was saying. Yeah. But yeah, there's something odd about trying to order the animes and I didn't want to win the contest because I would have won one of these animes that I don't have a Blu-ray player to play it. So I didn't want to win. Yes. Yesterday I thought I saw somebody from the Job Club. Turns out it wasn't him, somebody else, but he was in that panel with the anime people. And he turned around and he took his picture and he goes like, "You're the guy from Club." I was all, "Yep, I'll take a picture. That's me." He didn't ask if I had a job doing it. It was him. Anyway, so yeah. No, he didn't ask about that. Nor did I ask him about that. Yeah. Here we are. Gone into the artist alley. Because Kelly's like, "Oh, I want to go into artist alley." I didn't get to go into artist alley, so I went into artist alley. Now we're out here again. Oh yes, this was weird. They immediately said, "The maid parade is coming through. The maid parade is coming through." I hope other people got footage of this, because I did too. The maid parade. They got all these ladies dressed up like maids, and then they'll all walk through. Yeah, it was kind of hilarious. Damn, she got some cankles on that. Oh, that's a nice one there. Manly maid near the end there. Yeah, that's a good thing though. I like. They do sell pantyhose. Yes. Yes. Here we have. Not at Fanime. There's more. Yeah, that lady probably will not be flattered at her picture, let's say. She'll be like, "What? Yes. Oh, here we have. I had no idea that was showing. So yeah, here's some others. So yeah, I wanted a better pose than they did it again, because it didn't. Yeah, it's fine. Anyway, so we have yeah, there's not as many pictures, but there's as much footage. So Kelly went back and did a bunch of other footage. Now we're in the dealer's room, and I turned the camera off when I was behind a bunch of people. I made sure to not be right behind, following someone's head as they float along. I made sure that was the main problem with the other footage yeah, so walking on through, you get to see all the other characters. There's con about 5,000 more people. There's a lot of people in there. Some of them were the similar ones, though. Yeah. And I didn't mention the con swag because it wasn't that exciting. There's the girl. The girl. Well, that's a man, I think. Oh my! I think that was a man. Pretty cute man. That could be a man, or that's okay. Yeah. So later on, the con swag was a mug from that Wild Bill's mug place. It's like $40 for a cup. That was what I splurged on. But you get refills. So I'm gonna lug this stupid cup around tomorrow just to get more refills. I probably should say like, "Hey, this is from yesterday. I'm gonna get it." Yeah, like I won't do it again. I'll lug it around. But yeah, here we are outside. There was some stuff going on outside. They continued the picture taking and all that and came inside. And this Kelly gonna go in the game room or the artist alley? Talking about one of the the second panel? The third panel. No. It's not the D&D one though. It's probably the other. It's probably the third one. Not as much. So yeah, there probably aren't as many pictures. It's a few more walkthroughs than the Cowpoke one. There aren't as many pictures. It's more frantic. It's more kinetic. Yeah. So there were more people there though. See, now that there were more people, now that like yesterday it was probably a couple thousand, and now it was upwards of 8,000 walking around, 9,000. There were a lot of people walking back and forth. It was huge. And there was everywhere, going back and forth, and the lines everywhere. Yeah, it was impossible to film at times in the crowd because you just couldn't move. So, but that's fine. They're enjoying that Fanime thing. Yeah. Except for that one guy, that weird homeless guy. Yeah, I don't think he was with any church. I think he was just like crazy out on the street, like, yelling at costume people, and actually going in disguise is biblical. It's in the book of Acts, and in the book of Mark and John. If you knew his Bible, some of them went in costume to hide from the Mormons. It's costuming. That's what they were doing. Yeah, so it's biblical. Anyways, so yeah, it's not that kind, but yeah, what was that? What was that middle panel? It was incredibly forgettable. That was the middle panel, and no, we're not to the third one yet. Unless he was mentioning that, saying that it's like your stuff better. No, this isn't the third one yet. Yeah. No. I mean, I'm just mentioning stuff that's going on because there's no. That guy was actually pretty tall. I mean, who knew that they were doing a. I know it's supposed to be the thing, but who knew they were doing a guy in cosplay as Tim Cantrell's junk? His thing. The junk itself. Yes. This impressive schlong. To which Tim would say, "You're still talking about big dick." He was like, "Whoa, you can't have it." Whoa. I know it's impressive, but come on. Whoa. Yeah. All that stuff. Yeah, this is a much better shot. There's specs in them. A little bit. They moved away in there. And there is a person of Walmart at the they were in the gaming room. Well, she can't help being. Well, she's cute though. Not saying she wasn't cute. She was. Person of Walmart. And she'd be like, It's interesting that the cosplayers who are from Japan that come to the convention. They all tend to be well shorter and also skinnier, and they don't get fat. Usually don't get fat. The ones that you see that are kind of chunky and middle aged, those are the American fans, and other country fans that are not. Well, they get chunky. These kids not so much. Some of them, but not so much. Oh. And here is the. They were doing a sketch. These guys, Star Wars guys, were doing a sketch, and they had the guy there with the camera thing doing a sketch, and he's got a Kylo Ren saber, but it's purple. Interesting. They didn't want any pictures though, but I found the secret door. It was open. In the back over there, the secret door that's always there was at the other convention as well. So what did the secret door go to? And yeah, it goes into the game room. That's the game room, right? The back end of the arcade is what that is. And I couldn't step through the door. I was supposed to go around. But that's the story. That door was opened during the back in the day during the creature feature stuff. We could go through that door. I went through there with the panelists. Back in the day, the creature features, we'll beat us monster guys. Go back through that back door. Well, and the other door through the game room, and then the other door which led to the alley, from the other side. Yeah, so. Not this time. They don't want people scooching in and out the back doors because you could be doing nefarious things back there. So here we have Pokemon hanging to dry because they've been horribly killed. They've ceased to be. Yeah, there was this other panel that was doing basically cribbing Monty Python lines to do a King Arthur thing, even though technically that sketch didn't kind of took place then, but kind of didn't. It's kind of its own thing. And yeah, just cribbing Monty Python and doing it. Here is the mug with the black cherry flavor in it. And I texted on New Year's and said, they can't steal my black cherry twice. That was a joke. You can look that up if you want. So yeah, here's me talking about this wrestling convention thing. Panel, it went on a little too long, and about the improv, saying if you're going to make an improv sketch, make sure that you have an idea what your characters are going to do, and it doesn't just appear completely random. Yeah, because it doesn't look good. Like, structure it so it's not completely random. But the final panel was a sort of wrestling competition with slightly obtuse, dirty language. It was a 16 plus. Unfortunately, because they put it online, they had to tone it down. So the dirty language was not really dirty language. Oh, it's kind of funny. Yeah, they're all like. And that one was kind of funny, but they kind of needed to work the sketch better and formulate who was going to appear for what. I realized they were spoofing WWE and doing a good job of that, but yeah, you kind of have to script it a little bit and have okay, this other guy's going to come out, but don't just write down the other guy comes out. Write down what he's going to say a little bit. Structure it a little bit so he comes out and says something. This other guy comes out, this other guy comes out. Have it fit with the narrative. I guess the problem was they couldn't necessarily cuss. There was a guy that asked about the Cali class ship I was commanding. There was a guy out there. That was one of the helper people. I wasn't staff. I did say I was not staff. I just happened to know they were having problems with their computer as well. I wasn't staff. I'd gone to the bathroom and came back. That's toward the end. And I made sure to drink a lot of fluids and not to not to walk around so much, so that I would not be sore as much at the end of the day. Yes. Yeah. That's what I was saying. So it worked, but it could have worked better. Yeah. Well, they did other stuff too. They had like Robotniks and some other people in there. They had Dr. Satan in there from the other anime. Was it the guy from Dragon Ball or something? I think that's wrong. But yeah, silly names. But here we have he was the most ineffective Satan. Didn't really do anything. But here we have the YouTuber. I think what that was somebody saying that YouTube the algorithm is screwy and it's making him broke. I'm a broke YouTuber. It's kind of funny. That's true. YouTuber myself. Was an influencer in the 2010s. Not so much anymore. But I do have lots of views. Thousands, tens of thousands. Is that 70,000? That's a lot of views. Yeah. 50,000, 60,000 views. No. Not subs, though. All the subs kind of disappeared. Anyway, so we have... No. I'm going in the game room again. He's going to go in the game room again, isn't he? Wow. Interesting. Oh my, him too. He's interesting as well. Oh my. I'm an equal opportunity. The Kal Kat thing look like. Yep. There's a few of them. Nice to show. And the character. There were a few. There were probably of the 200 and some remaining subscribers on the main channel, and the 75 or so on the other one, which is not a lot. They were probably all at the convention. They were all there. Except for the out-of-state. They were just all there. They were at the convention. Shout out to all of them from that. Yeah, so found that escalator in the back to go up and down the stair. I didn't walk around so much. I just went to 6 hours of this. I was sitting down, which was good. Well, yeah, there are thousands of people there. Yeah, I went through the store, the dealer's room, a couple times, and then filmed later on because I figured didn't need to do all of the. I wanted to actually see if there was interesting stuff in there. I found that a lot of the customers said, "Oh, this is too much," and walked on. Oh my God! Look at that. That's oh my goodness. A she-male. Another one. I like that. Cowpoke, you're getting all horn dog now. Well, I is. I like them. Yeah, you might think, Cowpoke might be insulting him. No, he's not. It's turned on. Well, I did make a couple songs about that. It's the highway or the byway was one of them lines. Riders on the Hearst Trail. That coffee tea or whatever the mug or whatever it was. There weren't as many people eager to have their picture taken. Saturday and Sunday. So tomorrow's Sunday. Look at that one. What would the costume should be? I thought about doing the Kitty Dobok at first and combining the other one. But then I figured there isn't a single person dressed any remotely like that. And on the Uber ride would be weird. And it'd be different if there was like a group of like fake Taekwondo guys running around. I was real at one point. Or it was real at one point. For 18 years. And it would be like, yeah, it's okay if you said this guy, for instance, has got a kimono. That makes sense. Yeah. Yeah, Star Trek was different because they noticed that. Yeah, they're like, that's this guy's wearing a Star Trek outfit. It's not a Star Trek convention. But it's animated, so yeah. Should I do it again tomorrow? Another anime start. Yeah, the other panel was odd because it was the final panel that I saw anyway. They couldn't actually cuss even though it was 16 plus. Apparently there were like children up front or something that weren't supposed to be there, or something happened. They couldn't actually really insult each other and make it like insult comic or something. It wasn't particularly funny. Yeah. It's hard for them to punch down when they can't punch down. Doesn't work. Yeah, they actually couldn't go that far, so they're like, oh, yeah, I guess we can't really, we can only do that. And con people do reproduce, although I suspect that a lot of the other ones are their nieces or nephews or cousins, not really their kids. There's a Kirby. There we are. I think this is near the end. And yeah, there's another hat person. There's a tall hat. That's got to be from something. There's 2 people dressed like that. But 3 people dressed like that. It's from something. Maybe it's some Digital Circus. There were some Digital Circus people. Oh yeah, and the Charlie, decked out Charlie showed up again. She's briefly seen in the background from the back. But in another scene, I think it's over there, yeah. But I didn't get a picture. There was also a middle-aged Harley Quinn, which was funny. I said, Harley Quinn at 450. She laughed. But yes, so yeah, they makes sense. Yeah, there was just so many people there, they couldn't really stand there and protest it, obviously. So yeah, there's your convention doing its thing, going about near the end there. Well, the end of... I don't do the night stuff. Somebody else does the night stuff. That's cool. So, you can like and subscribe to this and do the night stuff. I'm sure it's getting pretty wild. And I also mentioned, there's the shirt. I was ironically wearing a... got back home. Wearing a Campus Crusades shirt from the 90s. Which is funny the whole time. This is the Campus Crusade shirt. Anyway, so that's the end. Pretty much the end. Yep. But yes, the job club guy was there. So others that could have been people, but turned out they weren't. So yeah, I don't have any extra. So that's the review for Saturday. FanimeCon 2025. Yeah. This is Kal Kat, the Kal Katster, because tonight is Sunday night's FanimeCon thing. I'm going to make this part of the commentary very brief because the whole thing is long. This thing is long, so I can just go over things on the slideshow. But the recap itinerary of events, which I wrote down watching it, and what I thought of it would be different from the briefs that are mentioned in the story. So, yesterday, I was wrong as to who was putting on the Cosplay Wrestling Federation. It's a different group than the group that was putting on the Mario and Wario. They were just there, and they were helping out, and they were some of the characters. That isn't what was going on. It is a form parody of the World Wrestling Federation and WWE, basically. Yeah. So yeah, that's what it is. And yeah, so.
And we'll play now. Now. Oh my goodness. Hello. I am the Invid Commander. Yes. This is why we're Fuzzy Face. Here I am. I'm back. Yeah. I can make oy vey jokes and all that stuff because I'm Jewish. Anyway, so yeah. Don't like those nasty guys. Anyway, so here we are on FanimeCon Sunday, and yeah, Kal Kat's cultural appropriation. And a shit ton of booze. Here we are. I don't know how long I can keep up this voice. FanimeCon 2025 Sunday. Here we are. And the panels that we're going to go see are up on the board. All of them on site. We did not go to the hotel. They didn't mention the hotel on there, but they didn't do that. As we trudged along, wondering about things that I was in. There's a Clint Cowpoke. The Charlie thing is slightly improved. Yeah. Here we are back in the dealer's room. We're gonna go get the costume. I had to have help tying the belt. After I finally got it on, I had to go back there and a little Japanese lady and get her to tie the belt. Now I'm just, I'll just put my martial art Dobak belt on. Let's just be that. No. So here we are. Here we are, and there they are. Oh, it's a good idea. Oh, yeah, there's Mr. Roid Man. He's the roids. I said in the commentary, he's not doing steroids at all. He's a demigod. Oh. Come to Rio. You will dance. You will not stop dancing. Ah. I did like the little dragon figurines. That's cool. It's awesome. Yeah. So we got 3 unique shirts there. They revealed the 3 shirts. And one of them does say marked cards. It really does. The dark arts one, I think. Unless he wants the apple one. Yeah, dark arts and crafts. That's funny. Arts and crafts is something you do more, but I think, yeah. I think that's more of a marked cards thing, just because, yeah, he's more into the other kind. You can't actually wear that shirt anywhere, but he could. And yeah, you might want to get another bag of shirts. Just have another one. Because, yeah, you're kind of running low on different color shirts. Just get a few more. Ooh. Uh-oh. Well, only for a second there. You can fix that if you want to, or leave it. Oh. Oh, Cowpoke. I'm kind of forgetting to put stuff in here. We'll talk about the panel. So we already discussed the panels. Or about them. Or the panel. So yeah, there's Cowpoke. Oh, is that the... Oh, that's the... So, okay. Dr. Robotnik has used a device to transform himself into a woman so that he could get with Sonic the Hedgehog, as I said to Mark Scratch. Then about 20 minutes later, I was like, you know what? The Rule 34 irony of that is that Sonic would then be disappointed because he wanted Dr. Robotnik just the way he was. And he needs to change himself back. See, that was that thing in that old South Park episode with Mr. Garrison for several episodes was Mrs. Garrison. And
yeah, so the first thing that I remember having done was something called Info Wario. That's how it's connected to the other thing, in that it was the Wario and Luigi and Mario guys. The other guys. The guys that actually write the scripts and put together a story and have, like, then do their homework so that they can do a funny panel that is just isn't completely audience reaction, but is also participation. If you use a participation, then it's improv, and that's fine, but it has to be carried by the audience. The audience isn't, with it. But a better improv is when you actually, your audience gets what you're doing. Info Wario is a classic example of how to spoof that kind of thing. However, I'm not sure how much the millennials actually got the joke. I mean, they got the joke that, okay, we're making fun of InfoWars, and that got bought over by The Onion. And that's actually kind of brilliant and satirical and funny. They're basically they're acting like The Onion, but a little more over the top. Then you have a bunch of other stuff that happened in here. There was a number of little things in here between this before lunch and after lunch and stuff. Which we can go into in there, but it's briefer in there. So yeah. Let's see, when did I get the... So early on, since I really didn't have a costume, I just had the outfit. I just had the Transformers jacket from day one. I went to the kimono shop, because I saw the kimono shop in there. It was a kimono store. It had furry ears, too. Some new ears. To replace the ones that I lost. And the kimono and the belt. And I got the kind that makes him a formal wear businessman person, a master of business, a senpai, outranking that of Grandmaster Dr. Kim from Jung Swan. But since it's a costume, it doesn't really count, but that is funny. So that's what he is. He's the higher rank than the Marshall Sportiest. Now he could walk into West Coast Karate and be like, oh, Grandmaster. Oh, that's, sure, right. I wouldn't do that, obviously. But that'd be funny. Grandmaster Brown. Oh, that's... Grandmaster Kal Kat. Right. Since they don't have a great Grandmaster, really, in the WC.
There's a Harley Cat thing. That's a girl. And it was like, well, it's kind of stupid. Well, South Park was being stupid about it anyway, and bringing them back was stupid. They were making fun of their own professor, so it was kind of like, well, that's not cool. Even the guy that inspired Mr. McKay, the counselor, contacted them and said, you guys, I don't talk like that. It's stupid. I've never said this phrase you keep saying I said. You said it once. But yeah, as for the Garrison guy, well, he didn't want to talk to them at all. like I was never sex changed. Yeah. But yeah, the idea that he'd do that is kind of screwy. Yeah. Oh, Cyber Yuck. I was commenting on the Cyber Yuck that I saw. It's the Cyber Yuck. Oh my god, it's a cyber yuck. Ugh. Then I was commenting on the poo. Was that just after it happened? Yep. Yeah, there were a bunch of pigeons above the chocolate store. They could hear me down the street. They could hear me. They're reporting it. Well, they should at least warn you that there's fucking pigeons up there. Totally see them up there. They're like, there's little bastards up there. They're like, up there in the fire escape, fuckers.
Yeah, having not overdone it with walking around, I was actually quite frisky with the kimono. I had to figure out where to put it on, and that took a while to figure out where to put it on. But before I did that, before I was going to do that, I got the lunch before I got the kimono. Yeah, because I didn't want to have to drag it around and get food on it. So I went out there, and there was the Jesus freak guy was back, different guy than yesterday, and he was out there. I went to the lunch at that hoagie place. I tried it once before, and it was evil, and tried it again, and it was still kind of evil. Yeah, they didn't agree with me very much. Then the sweet shop was open, that candy store down the road. Go into the candy store, get candy. I got some mint fudge. Pretended it was weed, but it wasn't mint fudge. It was not weed. I was going to try to eat it in front of the candy store. And then a bird immediately took a shit. Boom. Right on my left hand. It was aiming for my left hand. Like, splat. I was like, oh, it's nasty. So I rushed back in there. I was like, I had something to wipe this off. I got bird shit on my hand. They didn't want to deal with it, but it was their pigeons. But then I went over to the Starbucks and went to the bathroom. They were like, oh yeah, wash your hand off of the bird poop. Like, yeah, go ahead. But yes, I did go back to the sweet shop afterward and said, well, I don't blame the sweet shop for having birds up in the rafters. You could have warned me. Anyway, so yeah, but yeah, up on the fire escape, the birds are up there like, see if we can hit somebody. Oh, it's nasty. Big city birds. Yeah.
So here we have a group that's waiting for the fashion show. Yeah, my Cowpoke now. I've never had a bird shit on me before. Gross. Right in my hand. They were aiming for it. Maybe they were aiming for my hat. That would have been gross too. But yeah, there's the Jesus freak guy, and they're honking. Somebody's honking an air horn, and it was like, it's the trump of Gabriel. It has sounded forth, the revelation, which is also a fart, by the way. But yes, and also I would save all of the convention people, so you don't have to. Ironically, somebody was dressed like Jesus this time, so there was a Jesus. A guy dressed like Jesus. It's Professor Utonium. The guy kind of looks like him a little bit. Oh, it's a crew from something. Boulder Academy. Yeah, and then there's free ponderings. Oh yeah, the free ponderings guy. I said, I am Solomon, and I'm going to give this ring to Frodo, and out of my love, and it'll be a wedding ring. Get it? And he's all. That is pretty funny. Yeah, a wedding ring for Frodo. Oh. Yes. So I finally found quiet place to put on things. I had my clothes on. I had the pants on. I just put the kimono over the pants. And one way I was stripping naked back there. Yeah, behind the double panel thing, there was nobody back there. The lounge thing. somebody did come by, and after I changed ninja style, and they were like, "You could have gone in the thing over there to changed." And I was like, actually, I couldn't because I'm not a member of the volunteer at the convention. Like, oh, that's for the volunteers only. I did that one year at Baycon, not here though. I did, and I didn't really do anything. Here, stand over there by the fucking was a building that was the whole building. Yeah. There was a place called the Gopher Hole, and pretty much
And so here we have looking for after the bird poop. Go back there. The Jesus freak guy is being interrupted by a guy with an air horn, and every time he tries to go, he's all whap whap whap. And to which the Kal Kat then said, "Well, it says the horn of Gabriel, the horn of the revelation, and I shall save all of these people." Ha ha! For Jesus. You guys are, oh shit. That was good. And then we had then I did put on the costume, and then I went to the fall of the house of Miyazaki to find a place to change. It turned out right next to the con panel in the back was the quietest place to. I did not take the pants off, but I did have to go to. Before putting on the kimono, the food didn't agree with me, so they had to deal with that. And I destroyed the lower bathroom. The same. Actually, it was the upper. It was the upper. Our building bathroom, the same one that William Shatner destroyed. Yeah. Well, maybe it was the same building. I don't know which stall he was in, but I know he destroyed the bathroom. And last year at the other convention, I destroyed another one in there.
Garden Lounge or something. There's the horror, the horror guy. Yeah. Walking around in the stores. In a store, I like stores. And it's everybody capitalist likes stores. Socialists too. You can make lots of money in there. And gamble and stuff. Well, maybe not gamble too much. And that candy did not have weed in it. But it almost had bird shit in it. That would have been disgusting. You wouldn't want to eat it. Get the bird flu immediately. Ugh. Oh, she said, she was a cute thing. And the alien's cute too. And then we was joking, because Kal Kat got with the robot. And he's like, I did a robot last night. So I got lucky with the robot. Does that count? It's probably not. I got lucky with the robot. It looked more like a Muppet than a robot, I think. The Muppet. A Muppet. I did a Muppet. I know, so we have the wrestling thing, that's later. The whole idea of that is audience participation. It's like a wrestling match. And WWE is probably that bad now, come to think of it. It probably does kind of suck. But yeah, it probably does play like that. Or the idea that I would have done that whole thing different. I know it's a very short segment at the end of this about the wrestling, but I would have done it differently. I would have been like, oh, okay, well, we're going to have various things, a dumpster fire cat. We're going to have various things going on. And they didn't have the exact bread cat, so I didn't buy it. Wasn't the exact one. There's different bread cats. It wasn't the exact one. And maybe they don't make that one anymore. I bought a backpack at Target. And that's how I was able to do all the other stuff. So I walked over to Target this morning. I bought a backpack at Target. And I got to the convention and said, why don't I just buy a costume at the convention and put it on? There's an idea. Oh, I'm wearing it. Yeah. I something else there. Something boys. Yeah, the wrestling thing. The intros to each wrestler went on too long, and it got kind of stupid. because the intros were too long and they just beat the joke hard, especially the devil guy. The Batman and the Joker one was a little better. Oh, yeah. Oh, no face. Two no faces. And here we are once again. Yes. A little too rambly that other time, but we're going to go for it right here. Okay, they had the other panel. That's the Saki panel. Going on about how it was a spoofy thing. That's the Castle in the Sky guy. Those characters that you saw earlier. Here, Desert Gundam. I can name some and a girl with a skimpy outfit. There's lots of those around here. Not all of them wanted a picture though. There's a couple of tall ones that wanted a picture. So here we are. We have a crew that is doing a thing. There were occasionally other music crews out there and other people doing karaoke and stuff, and there was other events playing this audio, and we're gonna put on YouTube. We can't use the that audio, so we're gonna strip out the audio completely. There's probably a way to AI that, but I don't know how to do it. A lot of belly buttons, a lot of navels. So here we have we have our con guests going about their stuff efficiently moving around. We have in the first take of this, it went on about that other wrestling thing a little too much. Went about people's ages too much. This one, I'm not going to do that. There's no point in doing that. I already got my point across in the commentary. There's no point in that. So here is a Star Trek Lower Decks guy walking the other way. I didn't get his picture. Lower Decks guy. Another one. Like from yesterday. We have a walkthrough. We have a walkthrough of the stores and what they're doing. We have characters behaving. We have a slideshow walkthrough where you have to cut out when they run right into you, like so. But yeah, they're not as many pictures this time, but some of them seemed a little out of it because they had partied all night. Not as many places to party though this time. It's in the commentary. I was not. We went back every night. Went back on the Uber. This night was the longest. Went back at 7. Tomorrow night will be shorter. Not sure if we're gonna do a movie or effort or not. Probably not. Yeah, there's here we are. It's all, it's a long night tonight putting this together. It is approaching 11 in night. Not like the other ones. And yeah, there are occasionally shots of kids in strollers and stuff. But I don't think the COPPA Act is going to complain because this is clearly a convention and you're not actually giving them any dialogue. So that's fine. And they're not being featured in a horror comedy or something. All this kind of is a horror comedy. But not that kind. All of them. You have them. What was the thing? Chainsaw head. Some people do their own creative little thing. That's cool. The ladyboy training people show up. You make pictures on occasion of them, but usually they don't. So there was like a guest bag thing. They had the toy, the ones you could do that too. I'm not going to do that, I don't think. Might do one more of those guest shirts though, because you'll see in the commentary a little later on the comments that put the comments on the end of this, and all throughout, and then on the end, because I like the Kelly version of it, because it's kind of the same information. So I have, but watch it, of course. And put it on the end. Talk about the shirts. The thing. So yeah, an enjoyable con adventure. What is the con? Some people had the masks because they didn't want to get the con cred. So far, so good. Don't have the con cred at all. It's probably not so much the masks. It's probably more wash your hands all the time and don't touch your face ever. They're probably fine. Especially if you get bird poop on your left hand. It's pretty gross. But yeah. And they didn't check the bags. Marking on the bag. Didn't check it. So you could totally smuggle food in there. Because they realized the con food is too dang expensive. Yeah. So yeah. Anyway, you have it jokingly said that candy bars are weed. They were not. It was just a mint fudge bar. So, there's the Gundam again. I think it's the same one. We pointed out earlier, got the Rubenesque American ladies, and you got the Japanese ones that are skinny because they didn't get Rubenesque. But yes, there are one or two characters that show up eventually in this that are actually known in the story, including a roving zombie Scooby-Doo that shows up, and it's Dre's friend. And then we have other little characters in there. Oh. Little people like hobbits, kind of. Yeah. I don't think they are. They're not actually, like, literally little people. It's just they're little. Yes, nothing inspired by the Carta yet. That's in early production now. I also kept going into the game room and making voices and stuff into the cell phone, even though I knew full well nobody knew what Canary Space and Advanced Guard were. So some of them might, I suppose. If the fans are already watching, then they're aware of the Kal Kat show, and yes, that's out and done, and yeah, and so. The game room, and I think one of those voice scenes occurs here. But yeah, there's a little chance of there being that. Yes, con geeks do reproduce with other con geeks. And it's not like Comic-Con in San Diego, where it's where people in Hollywood exploit the con, and a lot of them are like just actors pretending to be geeks. No, these are genuinely con geeks. Genuinely are, and it's awesome. The gamer people. I did not play a game with them. And now I'm going to mention the voices from the Canary Space characters and stuff, I guess. So, we're interesting some of the characters from Canary Space. Char and Holt, basically. He was Char, and Eddie Holt, in his cheesy accent, is trying to do Mark's cards and failing miserably. One of the other comments on the commentary earlier mentioned that it was there was a comment 2 Marks cards related to that later wrestling story and that earlier Robotnik story, but that was 2 Marks cards and not Marks cards saying the comment about. No, it was to him. I was saying the comment to him. Yeah, wasn't him. There's the blue-headed trans person. Yeah, it didn't. She didn't want to. They didn't want a picture. So wasn't able to get one. They. Oh my. Now all the right wingers will be like, oh darn woke convention. They'll be like, yeah, it probably is. They really didn't go into that. They did a not Cthulhu for President thing, but I wasn't there for that. It was later on. It was later on in the evening. As an alien. And spooky person. Boing, time traveler. It's just that the picture's in sequence. No, it's totally time travel. I was mentioning the premise that thinking about the premise of like early sci-fi stories with her. There's the zombie Scooby-Doo, and yeah, and yeah, she knew me. She said my name. But yeah, there's the something about the panel. And I think this is between the two. So I got to go out. I think this is near the dance part, yeah. And yeah, I did. Kal Kat has had dance experience. Well, there's Jung Swan Academy, which did a lot of forums which were like dancing. But also there was Arthur Murray, and there was line dancing and square dancing, and there was aunts and sisters and stuff like that trained. So I learned how to dance. I knew how to dance. My feet were really, really tired the first day. Not so tired the second day. Today, they were okay. So I was like, I could probably do some freak dance a little bit. So I'll come out here and do some. The group's out there again. It's the same people, or at least their descendants, and from the freak dancing years ago. I ended up on some videos. And yeah, and here again, there's if you watch the Sunday footage from around 4 to 4:30, you will see that guy's footage that's tagged in there for that dance crew. Breakdancing stuff. You will see a Kal Kat briefly doing a very old Scooby-Doo dance, very old butt spin dance from way back in the time. It was funny. You guys can still do it. And to know I was not in Electric Boogaloo. No. Breaking 2. I was not in that. I was in a ninja movie. I was in 3 Ninjas. Yep. So that's appropriate. Uncredited extra. If ever they put me in the IMDb, aside from the other person with my name, they can put uncredited extra in 3 Ninjas. Because yes, I was in that. But yeah, they started doing the freak dancing thing, and this Harry Potter sort of. I don't think it's a Harry Potter. I think it's some other alien, because he's got like a staff, some other creature from something, and he's just going to town. He's grooving. He's going to town. There's a Green Ranger behind him. He didn't participate because he looks a little doughy Green Ranger. Bam, 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 bam. But yeah, this dude was like freaking doing the classic stuff there. He's a dancer. He clearly knows. He or she. And there's a little boy, little autistic kid. And then he's just, that's probably his dad. And he's just all, damn, boy, damn. Little dude watches the dudes like dab, 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 dab. Yeah, it's a little kid, but still. Damn, he got some moves on him. Shit. And he's like, wait for it. Gang sign. Yeah. Shit. And then this other dude, like, damn, he just comes in, he's like, and he just, mic drop, walks off that stage. Yeah. That was awesome. Oh, shit. Oh, there's Jesus. See, Jesus showed up after all. Oh, my goodness. And then Kal Kat is, of course, in the middle of that. Yeah, I didn't get footage of me actually dancing because that would be impossible. They were filming it, so I'm in there. In a kimono. Like, damn. And then they realized that, and then I mentioned that in there. And then the lobby, that they did that a couple of years ago. And then the next year after that was all, oh, do some more dancing over here with us. I was all, at that point I was kind of sore from something or other, and I was like, I can't do it this year. Oh, ow. Or I'm going to hurt myself or kill myself. I don't want to do it. Maybe a little bit. I did a little bit of dancing. But yeah, ours are already. So here we come to more of that, and this is much clearer than the other take, and talking about the other things going on, and the other panel, the Mario panel, was kind of fun. The idea that they're doing the Mario thing and they're having they're better at it. There were two different groups. Yeah, is what it was. And I went on too much about the wrestlers, but that was it. I'm sure they were trying for a specific kind of thing that they. Yeah, the audience liked it. They were having fun. There was some good jokes in there, and of course Kal Kat being improv as well. Threw in a few one-liners to help them along. Some good ones too, but yeah, that's like, okay, that guy in the audience knows he's silly. Nothing could beat the Undertaker. What are you talking about? Oh, you're not the Undertaker. Anyway, so yeah. So here we have So yeah, the arts alley, the artist alley. No, I don't really buy anything in there. I don't really see anything I did. Not really. Mostly, there was a lot of opportunity to walk around and see, check things out. Didn't really do a lot of over-the-top stuff in there. But now that they had the kimono, I think they was more, I guess, respect, I guess. At least you have a costume. Kind of matches the venue. You know. That's cool. But not everybody had a costume. You see, like, about... I mean, the ones in costume... I would say, what do you think the ratio is? There's a redheaded training lady. Briefly, before that one. That one might be one, too. The redheaded one, earlier in there. The Playboy Bunny thing. So you have the... you have... Yeah, you fit in there. There's a lot of people that aren't wearing anything at all. That guy with the fanny pack is not wearing a costume. So you totally, there's some ones over there. They're not wearing a costume. They're just in a shirt. And you figure that on the final day they wouldn't have their costumes out. They would have put them away and would just show up at the con on the last day because they're going to get on a plane in a few hours and go home. So everything's in their bag and they do with their suitcase and everything. So you figure on tomorrow, they're going to have like, it's going to be like, oh, we're on our way out. Yeah. We'll go to the last panels, then we'll leave. Might cancel some of them. Most of the Friday ones were canceled. Kal Kat's panels, yeah. It's a good thing we did the FanimeCon a week before this because the panel was canceled. They weren't expecting me. I did pay in advance. They knew. They didn't. I didn't get the stuff. Maybe I thought the call was a spam answer. But yeah. There's that robot again. Well, the 2026 will be the 40th anniversary of the Thundercracker costume from Pine Hill. Will I be able to, like in a year, will I be able to do that? And have that? That would be cool. Have to stay there, wouldn't they? Or at least make it so repairable and wearable that you get just assemble it. Like an Iron Man style. I don't know if that'd work. And then I said to Fuzzy Face, do the voice of the on Wreck Hunter, I will get you. Yes, that's what yeah. I'll get you, Hunter. I have you now. In many ways, Hunter. So yes. Oh my. Oh my. Oh my again. Cowpoke doing more voices. Yes, he is. Extreme close up there. That's not really that great a shot there. I'm leaving it in. So yeah, the game room. Yeah, there are a lot of people that just aren't in a costume. There's an awful lot of heavy-set middle-aged people. Awful lot of them. Other countries ain't like that. Oh well. This is what happens. But yeah. Yeah, fit in more. Didn't want a garish kimono. Wanted something that's more Kal Kat style. Wanted something that looked more similar to a master, a grandmaster would wear. This is called a formal kimono. This is like you wear to a business meeting or something. It's not technically a master's kimono. It's a senpai, CEO, sensei. More than a martial arts sensei. Interestingly enough, though, the old lady was selling them. I could tell from my candor while looking around and whatnot that we trained in martial arts. So it's kind of tied like a martial arts game. Yes, I used to train in martial arts. Yes. So it's like that, but it's on the side. But I had to go back and get her to show me how to tie it. I then forgot. Oh, yeah. If you could tell. It'd be funny if she said, "Oh yeah, yeah, we met years ago." Yeah. Another one of those, yeah. Jung Suan. Yes. I used to go there. That'd be funny if Ellie said that. Yes. That'd be funny. She says, "I'm a failed student." That'd be interesting. I'm Kitty. Oh. So admit you're Kitty. I'm one of them. Oh. Not the one that started it all. That was not me. That was Jacob. Hunter. Super guy. Funko Pops are not as big as they used to be, and they didn't quite have the same bread cats as before. But that funny bread cat there, that funny kitty cat from the store, I think that is a kitty is what it is. They didn't know what it was. I asked them. It's just an animal. Just buy it. I think it is kitty in battle armor is what it is. Headgear. Kitty, the martial sportist. And here you have the grab bags with the toys. I don't know about that, though. Because, yeah. If it's just like Yoshi carts, what the hell are we going to do with those? But, yeah. Cards. So, yeah, going on. It's very interesting, yeah. It was in the movie. I was in the Robotech and the other one. Yeah. I was in the Shadow Children and all that. It's also the Distant Destinies. I was also in Canary Space, as you call it now. The Vanguard Space. Well, I can also do the other voice there. The narrator from Robotech. An incredible legend draws near. Oh. Yes, it does. Well, one of my favorite those is before Cybertron was, I was. I am Vector Sigma. I am Necron. And I have summoned you here for a purpose. To go to Fanime. See very, very skinny people. Very, very large people. I like all of them. I like the idea that the Kitty, a martial sportist, said, why not save all of them? Costuming is not idolatry anyway. I don't know where he's getting at. They're not worshipping the characters in the story. They're pretending to, like that weird Mr. Satan guy, but yeah, I mean, they're not. Yeah, well, what are rock fans? Do they think rock fans are idolaters? There were people performing as well in here and karaoke and Japanese anime and stuff, and several groups. Yeah, but their music, it's copyrighted, so I couldn't film it. But yeah, they're not idolaters. That makes no sense. And in the Book of Acts, they hid from the soldiers and stuff with costumes. So it's biblical. It's biblical. The last day after, yeah. Well, not everything in the universe is set to the it's not all literal. They're confusing literary truth with, like, scientific truth. And even though journalism is a science, the Bible is not a science. It's a historical narrative. It's a literary narrative. And it's a historical literary narrative according to one group of people. And for them to think that that one group of people is all people everywhere is a little pretentious. It can't be all people. And it can't be the one and only thing. Yeah. Anyway, that would be a philosophical debate for another time. But then now they're on the wrestling panel is going to happen. And yeah, it's not really wrestling. It was slam poetry and gags and people grandstanding. And yeah, it was a little funnier because they did in fact have like a point. They had better characters. They had some Warner Brothers characters. They had Batman and the Joker come out, and Robin spanked. Can't show you any of the footage. They said no panel, then no, we're not filming. They can watch it online though. And there is the kimono, and there it is on the chair. I get what they're doing. It just doesn't. And then you zooped around, and I could clip that out. Yeah. So yeah, the cohesion, they needed that. I'll just kind of yeah, there's yeah, it's what I was getting into, you know, it was more the narrative story, their you need to write a story that actually makes sense when you're doing improv and set it up so your audience follows you. The audience was involved. They were engaged. Lines like Kal Kat throwing out and several other people threw out lines, but like okay, the Joker or the Batman shows up and Robin, and they keep saying Warner Brothers is going to sue somebody. That's funny. Yeah, I'm like that, Other than just I want you to say Satan a bunch of times. Well, that's not funny. It's not offensive, but it's not funny. It's just like, okay, you're just being rude. It's not funny. You got to do something with that. Like they did with the Dungeons and Dragons panel thing that I forgot completely about. There was a Dungeons and Dragons panel in there. Completely forgot about it. That was at that one. And now I remembered it. So here it is. And yeah, so there was a gag about that one too. Yeah, the D&D panel in there. The cartoon version. Yeah, that's right. There was one in there. That was the middle of the day. Yeah. It was replacing one of the ones that got canceled. That's why it wasn't on the itinerary. But yeah, it was there. No, I think it was actually on there. I just didn't mention it much because it was forgettable. But I had seen the D&D cartoons or radio play. Somebody done a fan dub of it. I'd seen their little motion comic. Oh, there's 2 Carmen Sandiego's there. Never got the picture though. They continued to walk on. So yeah, we are nearing the end of this little. Oh my God! This thing is an hour long. That is ridiculous. I'm hoping tomorrow is not an hour long. Don't need an hour of this. That's really ridiculous. But yes, there's more commentary on here coming up. So, yeah. And the unveiling of the shirts, the mystery shirts, what were they? You get to see that. So, stay tuned for more in a wee bit. And you can clip where the clip is and all that. Do what you're going to do. It won't affect this narrative. And you're going to have less people because it's going to be Saturday and we're going to finish off FanimeCon 2025 with the moment of Zen being, I guess, the appearance of Kitty, I don't know, maybe the robot, or maybe we don't have a moment of Zen yet. Yes. Save them all. Yeah, how are they sinful for having costumes, having imaginations? Make any sense? This is goofy. But yes, so there's the close of the thing. Last gasp of that thing, and kicked out of the store immediately closed. So, and yeah, and they're filing out. Welcome. That's a nice camera, too, this phone. Really good. Super high def. Here we go to the end of the thing. Beep, beep, beep. Do 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 do. End of the Fanime. Do 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 do. I kept taking the thing home and oh well. Yeah. I finally got that one. I've got a picture of that one. Finally. Anime faced lady. I think I get the other one too. Turn around and tink. Yep. Got the other one. Different. So yeah. That is all she wrote. Watch the commentary. Yeah. There we are. Yeah.
But yes, then I put the kimono on. And yeah, and went to the Fall of the Mirror House of Miyazaki panel by the people that did the Mario Brothers and that kind of thing, a Mario thing. Who were funny because they wrote their stuff. They have script. They follow the script and they put up fake news panels and stuff and spoof the games intermixed with the anime, intermixed with the other stuff to make it actually like a spoof. Otherwise, yeah, because the wrestling one, they try that too. They've got one of the guys from the other panel in there, and he tries to do that too, but it doesn't work as well. That's all audience participation for that one. This one, yes, there's audience participation and laughter, but for the wrestling one, they have to have the audience actually join in. Otherwise, there's the chemistry is completely it's not there, gone. So yeah, I have a mystery bag back here that I haven't opened yet. Shirts, mystery shirts. I have no idea what they are. I got some mystery shirts too. I went back there and I grabbed some mystery shirts, and I'm gonna open them. So yes, yeah. So I splurged. But yes, but not too badly. I mean, the kimono was 40 something. But the ears were another 25, and the belt was another 25, so it was all 100 altogether. About right. That's fine. but yeah, why not? And the shirts were more. Another 40. 45. So here we have, beyond voice acting. It was only briefly. Apparently the panelists weren't there, so the moderators were covering for them in a similar way to that one BayCon back in 2011 with the stories. Had to do a panel, and I happened to be on the panel with them. So, that has happened before. It happened once after that when I was up there. Like the no panel. It happened once after that without the stories. And it was 2016. It was on the next time that happened. It was the very last BayCon, and nobody showed up for the panel, and I said, "What is the panel about?" They're all like, "Oh, they were just gonna talk about like the animation cartoons and stuff. You want to just sit in here and do it?" There's one guy and 2 guys in here. Okay. So yeah, Transformers. Talk about Transformers. Talk about what you know. But yes, not since. But so here we have. He preferred to talk about Cartoon Network, which was fine. I also watched that at that point. Cartoon Network. I think we delved into other stuff like Aqua Teen Hunger Force and stuff. But yeah, that was also referenced here, but only by me in my blog to Mark's Cards about the wrestling, which was like Aqua Teen Hunger Force, very random. So then there was around 4:15 or so, the dance troupe was back, or one of the. There were several different dance troupes and taiko troupes and kind of things doing other things. This is the guys, the Asian guys. They're out there, and they were doing a dance thing, and one of their offspring was doing a dance thing. The kid got some moves, and they're all, "Oh, it's that guy, the cat guy. Get in here, do something." So I did. So you can watch if you watch Fanime Con the Sunday footage of the breakdancing and stuff. There is a Kal Kat butt spin in there. Stay tuned for that. But yes, in a kimono, which is hilarious. I do hope they got that on film. But yes, then there's 4:30 was a Super Mario Brothers spoof thing, spoofing the new movie and the old one and all the other ones. Well done thing. And then you come to the Wrestling Federation Part 2. I get what they're doing because WWE is more disjointed than the other one. I was not offended by Mr. Satan Man coming up there and doing his thing because it was obviously staged. He's trying to be the Undertaker. I thought it was hilarious that one of the contestant persons was a man in drag, a black man in drag, because that's awesome. Oh, he walked in, I was like, it would be funny if that guy had a penis, and it was a chick with a penis, and it was all like, and it's black. Turned out it was a dude, just in drag. So that was right. Anyways, yeah. There were other references to other things. There was other, yeah. And there were other characters that came up to be the contestants in this wrestling match. There was no wrestling. What was actually going on is they were like slam dancing each other, insult comic kind of thing deal, similar to that. Similar to Aqua Teen Hunger Force. Similar to a couple of other Tom Goes to the Mayor and that kind of thing. Similar to that. Tom Green Show a little bit. Kind of that humor. And it was audience participation fed the scene. So if they didn't react to the scene, then the comedy wasn't as funny. But they reacted to the scene more in this one, so it had more audience participation. They were more wild. I think it probably helped that some of them were a little drunk. Yeah. Like the karaoke guy earlier, it was karaokeing to songs. Yeah. So that's my little behind the scenes there. Why don't we see what's in those shirts? I don't have any idea. Yeah. So here we have. Okay. Get off the scene here. This is awesome. I don't know if I'm gonna. I think I'm leaving this home tomorrow. Here is the last Kal Kat after going to Fanime for since 2011 has at last received the honorary Fanime style from one of the stores. Come on, it doesn't say Fanime on it. It's not an honorary Fanime. Come on, that would be the Fanime swag, but it is a Japanese kimono. Very cool. Yes. And it has a belt. Belt. The belt. But I think that it actually looks better if I have the kimono over here. See me in the background. Hold on a minute. I think it would look better to make Kitty Key or Kal Kat the martial sportist. Uh-oh. That's better. Okay, let's see what the other shirts are. Check this out. What's that? Grandmaster Kal Kat. Martial sportist. This is a slightly smaller belt. Let's see what the other shirts are. This is warm. Okay. I have no idea what's in this package. One of these shirts is going to be loaned to Mark's Cards. Don't know which one. Let's see. It's time to look at Tea Turtle. Not Turtle Tea, but Tea Turtle. Turtle Tea would make that sense. Okay, I'm going to keep the kimono on. Drum roll. I'm going to sleep in my kimono. I'm not going to do that. Go put it on a tack dummy though. Oh, just kidding. Let's see what we got here. Special secret shirts. Oh my god. It's pretty. Oh, look at that. It's pretty. It's a Year of the Dragon. This is like 2 years ago. That's awesome. That's fucking awesome. That's fucking awesome. Love it. I like it. That's 2 years ago. 2 years ago. It's the year of the snake this year. Oh. This is interesting. Oh God, it's a bad dad pun. Happily ever after. That is some funny shit. Oh my gosh. That's some funny shit. I like that. I like that too. I'm into apples, but I like that. Oh, I think we got the Mark's Cards one right here. Oh yes. Yes. Actually, maybe this is a Kal Kat one. I don't know. I'm practicing dark arts and crafts. Nice. I think dark arts and crafts. Okay. I like all 3 of those, actually. I'll grab another one of those bags tomorrow. I want another one. Yeah, I could use some more shirts. I might grab another one of those. So yeah, yeah. So that's the end of the Sunday thing, and then we'll put on the slideshow and then go into that because it was Werewolf Fuzzy Face and Kal Kat, Cowpoke, all there, and and yeah, it's an hour. Jesus, I didn't think I recorded that much, but yeah, it's an hour. Now tomorrow I'm not going to record that much. That's ridiculous. No, but yeah. So, cultural appropriation. Dinner, and then come back and do all the review stuff. So it's still early, so that's what I'm gonna do. So this is a brief recap. So we have it's downloading anyway. It's downloading the other files. So kind of in order, there was one panel. There usually aren't too many on a Monday. There was one interesting panel. And it was the Lolita Fashion Show explanation panel. Because I know it's been mentioned numerous times in jest. What is it? Is it actually like that movie with Nero in it? No, it's not. Although Kimchi in the story saying that fashion shows not scary, to which Kelly Blix would then say, yeah, it is. If the guy's misogynistic and he puts a woman in a really tight corset and tight shoes and all that, that'd be scary. So basically what it is I'm sure I can go into other stuff. What it is just Elizabethan Victorian steampunk with a little bit of goth. That's all it is. They should probably rename it Victorian. And then just leave it at Victorian. Because the word does not really describe it well. It is very much costumes, not revealing anything. So there goes it being compared to the movie. Not doing anything untoward. There goes another comparison. So upon seeing all that, I didn't need to go ahead and ask anybody what's the funny thing is that I think the panelists should have mentioned that if you type in that word, you will find the other stuff, not the fashion show stuff. You'll find the stuff you don't want to find. So apparently the internet thinks it's hentai. So don't type that in unless you really want to go there for whatever reason. This is Rule 34, shipping and hentai. It is not hentai at all, unless you're into Elizabethan and Victorian wear costumes, which don't show anything. Oh my gosh, an ankle, with a shoe in it. Oh my gosh, the neck. If you can kind of see something on the neck, you can see the Adam's apple. Whatever. Yes, hardly risque in any way whatsoever. Even to the point of going in there and saying, "I'm sure it's not a 16 plus panel," and the without missing a beat, the usher said, "Not that Lolita. It's not hentai." Oh, good. I don't want to get in trouble. She knew. Yeah, she knew. Yeah, that is an odd name, but yes, I'm missing a beat. So we had any other colorful characters in the con. I'm gonna make this brief so I can go on to the movie. Yeah, there are colorful characters in the con, that kind of thing. Well, in the dealer's room, there was a guy, probably in character. Let's say he was in character as a nuclear physicist, in character, because he clearly wasn't. Because I butted in and mentioned some nuclear things that he didn't know what they were. So he's not. His character, I'm guessing. I'm totally a nuclear physicist. Sure, you're playing one, but you're not actually one. I'm not either, but I watched a lot of the Kyle Hill videos. But yes, later on, the Uber driver on the way back, the one on the way up was fine. The Uber driver on the way back was very excitable because before he picked up me, a very scantily clad cocktail waitress. I thought maybe it was just a Fanime costume, and I was a Fanime person. But they stopped at the titty bar down on King. It was a cocktail waitress. It was he was, even though he was wearing the earring in this ear, so he probably shouldn't have been interested because he's totally, but yeah, oh my, maybe he's bi. A lot of people are bi there. You'll notice that in some of the pictures there are some bosomy fan people, but those are dudes with fakies. Those are falsies. Those are cheaters. Most of the pictures from this are dudes in drag. Just thought for little Mark's cards fun this time around. At the end there was a and very very end. It wasn't even a moment's end. There was an alien. There was a Charlie and the void alien. Kind of funny. Getting into another Uber. I don't know how they got in there in the costume with the costumes on. Yeah. But yes, so yeah. So yeah, the kind of, there was a sort of Victorian / girl in you can find Japanese Lolita, which is not the movie with De Niro. You can find that in stuff like in Macross 7. There's a character called the Fan who keeps coming to Basira's concert, dressed in a white Victorian outfit and the hat and the ears and everything. She is a sweet Lolita. So there's a Lolita. That's what that character was. So that's what that means. And if you see in the story where there's one that's all in black, with the black stuff, doing the goth thing. It's goth, but if it's Elizabethan and it's steampunk adjacent, it is, that version. Goth Lolita. Simple enough. Somewhere in between, there's a bunch of others. There's like a steampunk, regular, new wave, modern. It's kind of generally all over the place. So just so you know. So it's just a dress. It's a costume. Anyway, so I'm going to go and do that. I'll do that there thing. Do that other stuff. I gave you a little rundown here. I've got 2 loot crate bags. Mysterious loot crate bags. Don't know what they are. I know one contains plushies, it says so on the outside, and another contains cat-themed toys. I have no idea. After the movie, we'll open that, check that out. But now, movie and dinner and a movie, maybe in that order. I don't know. Yeah, just close out the thing as we usually do at FanimeCon, and then do a review, because Kal Kat will do a review, and it'll be not part of Fanime, but part of the review channel. Yeah, so. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm not worrying about the photo show, slideshow, all that stuff. We'll do that there. And this is Kal Kat, Calcaster. So, I just checked the late convention funds. And we're out of money. So, no dinner and a movie. Well, it's a dinner. I have to have some cash, but No dinner in a movie. So I will walk to a place for dinner and walk back. No Uber this time. Yeah. Yeah, so we'll do that. Yeah. Yeah, no, the movie will be around. It's fine. Yeah. Yeah. This is Kal Kat, and this is kimchi. Oh my gosh. Monday. Yeah. A lot of funny jokes in here. I think the first joke that I did was the one where I said I look like the Unabomber's very, very gay cousin. And possibly crazy. I also asked whether she still does this as a ship psychologist. She only played one in the show. So, no, I gave that up along with whoring and booze. Yeah, since she has married and has kids. Well, yeah, you can't very well do that when you get that, no, the kiddie van, soccer mom van. It can't be a hoe. It just doesn't work. But I've always been more than a hoe. I've always been a slut. Oh my. But yes, oh my goodness. Yeah. The Pigeon Bakery thing. Like the Star Wars jacket. Anyway, so we are at the convention. And early on Monday before 10, there was nobody there. It was eerie. Yeah, so they're at the convention hall. Yeah, so you were in the Canary Space story, and you were in the Starcracker story, and a bunch of other. Or Misfire and the original Carta will be again. Yeah. I directed an episode of Trans Tech 2, a movie. City That Time Forgot. Classic. And some of the Chimera episodes, too. Played it's fun. Oh, yeah, so, yeah, there was going to be just one panel. And, yeah, but I'll get into that a bit later. I decided to wait on putting on the costume until about 10. So that was like, well, there's somebody. I think I got that guy yesterday, too. I was calling it the hoe stroll or the stroll, and the con people started calling it that. So that is what it's called, the hoe stroll. Well, it's not called the hoe stroll; it's called the stroll. But I call it the hoe stroll. In deference to, I believe, an episode of the Most Offensive Video. We're not us. That's what I do. It's not us. But yeah, they mentioned that. They earned enough money to stop from doing the house stroll. Oops. It was funny because it was Lucy from the Peanuts or something. Oh, in the game room. Okay. Panel was fun. Oh yeah. It was fun. Talking about all kinds of things. Mostly the other people in the panel talked, and they were like, yeah. Well, I think the guy was in character. Oh, there we go. There we are. Very well done. The Chewbacca Teddy Ruxpin / thing returns. Nice. Okay. Yeah. Kimchi only played a ship psychologist. It's just that Kimchi needs one. Oh my. Would you look at him? Ha ha ha. I'm mentioning something about the convention thing, the stroll thing, and just something to do with showing the delivery and all that, and being the delivery. Yeah, I'm not gonna whip it out and show it hard. Get kicked out of the con. No. But yeah. There aren't as many pictures in this one because we were like, well, yeah, there weren't as many people interested in the picture because this is day 4, and you figure the stragglers that are left over, most of them got to get on a plane today, and most of them are already done partying and doing the dancing around. There wasn't even a second dance troupe. There were some people doing watching dancing happening and singing, but not an actual crew. Yeah, so, yeah. And the earlier version of this that I already watched or edited. Will there be any outtakes, you think, or not? We usually don't do an outtakes reel, but it'd be kind of fun to have a creepypasta later. There's plenty of creepypastas up in here, so there might be one of those. Then a layer on the other channel. I think these go up on location, Cat. They're done. This is long. This whole thing is a feature-length film, a Marvel-length feature-length film, and it's awesome. So I'll sit through the whole thing, all 4 days, because it is amazing. And it has a commentary in the convention because I deliberately kept the commentary down to not, because there wasn't a whole lot extra, to mention. Didn't need to be extra. Yeah, this Bart thing, I don't get this. There's another shot of it as well. I get that Bart goes to the area now, but it also has these Bart animated people, and it's like the thing that's silly about it is that the convention is only every year. So why have a sponsor building a train that eventually will go all the way to Frisco, but they're not going to get on it because they're going to be just at the convention. They will be coming in at San Jose Airport. They won't be coming in on the BART. No. Doesn't make any sense. I mean, they could. Maybe they come into San Francisco Airport, like the LA people were discussing. But yeah. The traffic in LA and stuff. Oh yeah, I remember that. Didn't happen to mention the cop shows filmed in LA where they could get across town in a few minutes. No, they can't. Well, I didn't mention that, but they kind of did themselves, so I didn't need to. Yeah, this is actually good footage. Okay. Went behind the back there where Silly Kelly didn't go before. I thought, what's back there? Why didn't he go there? And then I did. I figured out why he didn't go back there. There's nothing to see. Oh, okay. There weren't any tables, but that's what the door was to. The other side of it. That's where they used to do the creature features panel and stuff. We're confused as to which room the other room opened up into. During the creature features panel thing back in the day, that room just opened into the other room. You can pause there and start again. And yeah, so yeah. So we have, well, it's not that bad, but we have if you're talking about wanting to go into that panel, talking about the panel, wants to go into the panel and it's nope, it did kind of, that's fine. Okay, yeah, what he did is we went into the Kimchi went into the Lolita panel. Finally watched the Lolita, the person making the panel, and I'm sure YouTube will now flag the video for content because I mentioned the word Lolita, even though it's just a fashion show with Victorian elements and Gothic elements and no risque elements. They're all in petticoats and things, and long dresses, and they don't even show ankles. They barely show feet. Quentin Tarantino would like. Yeah, so it's like, it's not scary at all. But then Kelly was all like, okay, well, fashion can be scary, because sometimes fashion designers are evil and they make women wear weird shoes. They make them wear weird outfits that are crap, like that '96 one. Well, yeah, but clearly the cosplay Lolita fashion is not scary. It's not even risque in any way. The other stuff is more so. That's and it would have been pointless for Kimchi to Yes, it would have been pointless for me to bring up in the convention, lady. Well, why did they choose to name themselves after that awful horror movie about that poor girl? But they didn't name themselves after that. Apparently what happened is it's an incredibly weird coincidence. And they just came up with a word that they didn't name, that they didn't realize meant something else in the West than it does in Japan. It doesn't even mean schoolgirl. It's synonymous with like the punk rock scene and the cyberpunk scene and a little bit of the steampunk scene originally. It's a spin-off of steampunk from back 10, 15 years ago. And the idea of the gothic steampunk Victorian era outfits. That's where it came from. It had nothing to do with a movie. They should have known, though. They should have known. I think a better title would be Victorian. Call it Victorian or steampunk even. Let's just go back to calling it that, because that's kind of what it is. And the other versions of it, variants of it, are similar to that, and not just steampunk. But now I know where some of the other characters are. And now we know there's different versions. There's the sweet one, which sounds naughty, but isn't. That's the sort of the Victorian picnic picture, Norman Rockwell type of, even though Norman Rockwell's later in the 40s. But kind of that idea, like, oh, the girl's sitting down for a picnic. Mary Poppins style, back in the day. That too. Same kind of late Victorian era. Oh, I've got these long trussels and all this, and a long outfit, and I'm here having a picnic, a sack lunch. I have to have the right picnic basket with me. It has to be straw and so forth. And yes, that's what that is. And the sweet is, like picnic. Cool. But there's also, like, there's a schoolgirl one, but it's more like the sailor version, which I think is probably just their own thing, because they wanted to be like the Sailor Moon people. And that's the one that is most like the movie. The schoolgirl one. That's the one. And there isn't so much of that anymore. It's a lot less. And if we just see as they're walking along, whether there are some. There are. Immediately, pink hair lady, right there. There's one. There's a Lolita. Yep. Pink hair lady. Or it could be a guy. I don't know. I can't tell from the back. And there's a goth. Modern goth version. So yeah, now we can pick them out. So. Actually, the modern goth version should have a long trestle, mostly. No legs showing. So that was not a modern goth. That was just a regular goth. That's kind of a steampunk over there. The right. And then back over that way. That one there, the one with the blue face. It's kind of that. It's goth. Yeah, steampunk itself is not as big as it used to be in a spin-off. And they could have changed the name in 2012 or so when they thought of it. They could have said, okay, there's this movie from the 70s that's really screwed up, and it's about this evil rapist bad guy, and the cover makes it look like she's into it, but she's not. And no, she's not. He's a rapist guy. He's after this girl, and it's like maybe we shouldn't call our thing that. We shouldn't do that. That's a bad idea. It's very bad. Yeah. Don't do that. Yeah, so there's no definitive rules if you're to make a cosplay costume that's yours. The lady pointed that out. It's like there doesn't need to be. Yeah, there's no specific. Oh, you're wearing the wrong tiara, or you're wearing the wrong bonnet. It's like no. Somebody says that, they're just an idiot. Trolling. But yes, yes, we have some grab bags to show later. But yes, we have not opened them yet. So yes, but you will see them get opened at the end of the show here. There is one over. No, that's not one. They have to have long trussels, high shoes. There are some, but there's one sitting down over there, the blue. So there are some. Oh my. It would be interesting if they had a hentai version of the panel. But that would be afterwards. We never go to the after hours. The hentai. That would be really confusing. Can I watch this? No. Yeah, so we have got out of the sweaty thing after a little while and couldn't do that anymore. I guess Kimchi wandered off after spending all of the con money that we had left. Yeah, he totally did. No. Kimchi's just Kal Kat, by the way. He's not crazy. Well, he kind of is, but yeah. Anyway, so we have a green drink. Oh, it looks nuclear. Sitting next to the nuclear, the fake feels. I think the guy probably was a character. He was just a character. Because the lady wasn't convinced, so I think he was just in character. Oh, they mentioned strange quirks, and as I left, I said to him, well, just don't let your cesium reactors overload. He's a smart ass. As you mentioned Chernobyl, it was an easy one. That was an explosion of the meltdown of the cesium reactor. The core got too hot. It wasn't regulated properly. Insufficient safety precautions. Spock in Star Trek 6. Which was an allegory for Russia and Chernobyl. Yeah. Even though blowing up a dilithium moon kind of doesn't make any sense. But yeah, a lot of sci-fi doesn't kind of make any sense. It's like when people argue, well, Star Trek is dumb, and they can't list why. Well, as a Star Trek fan, I can list why. But usually it's cool when it's the characters and they're doing something fun. And they usually quote the movies where they copy the Wrath of Khan over and over again. They've done it a bunch of times. Is she flipping you off? That's funny. It is. Oh yes. I think she's making a gang sign. So yeah, there's the thing about the guy. He didn't know what a cesium reactor was. Oh, interesting. Yeah. Sci-fi has its own quirks. I think Star Wars makes a lot less sense. I mentioned that there was a Star Wars guy that I was talking to. I got another tail to replace the other tail. I have the brown tail, but now I'm kind of gray, so gray tail. Here we have the fairy princess. Well, the fairy princess appears a bunch of times. There's the knight guy again. There's the fairy princess. You'll notice that they have a package. It doesn't. And his men protrude. He's got way too big in the boobs right there. Yeah, that guy. And here's the other guy. Okay, there was a troupe that had gotten together, but they end up not doing any dancing, and out here. And it's the part where I go down into the. There was one clip that didn't take. It's probably that. I did go down there to the bottom of that stairway down there. Stood down there, came back up. Yeah. Oh, there it is. Yeah, I'm down in that area where they were taking pictures. There's a new group that's waiting over there, and yeah, I'm down there. It's cool. We got footage of it. So now you know. Now you know what's down there. This isn't really a sequel. This is just this is comparable to the 2017 one a little bit. A little like the 2018 and 2019 ones. More so than the 2022, 2023 ones. Which weren't just, or 2024, which is only one day. Did the whole thing. We did the whole thing. We had. Okay, so now we are going on to other things and doing the slideshow here and talking about other stuff that has nothing to do with the panel, the one panel. So here we have a lady. It's not a Yoshi. I keep saying that. It's not somebody else. Here we have a night guy. I think that's a character from a Mario game or something. So yeah, we have, and then we have the Queen of the Underworld. It was a geisha man. He was a package, and he, unlike in Mulan, when they were supposed to be geishas in China, he actually is Japanese. And here we have, and would have geisha paint. And here we have an example of a kind of Lolita maid. And the other one, I don't know. It's something else. It is. So here we have some other guys, and we have looking along, and I could be wrong on that. It could be somebody from My Hero Academia. But sure, One Piece, I think. And here you have, I think that other character is a Death Note character. But I keep saying that a lot, and I don't think it actually is. I think I just don't know what I'm talking about. So yeah, you've got like, I don't know a lot about current anime, although we did well with the old anime stuff. You know, the game room. Yeah, when they're doing movies, talking about movies, we talk about, you know, the con going on and doing brand new exciting things in the slideshow. Yeah, so yeah, it's going to be kind of difficult to put this together unless, yeah, okay, here's the Bart people, and I can't imagine anybody in anime wanting that for any reason, doing that, or what's the deal with that? And then you have Joe Chin, it was your moment of Chin, which was funny. I didn't buy any of his artwork. Yeah. So yeah, sword. There were a couple of the mall sword people on there. Some of the artist people were out there, and there's an artist alley as well. But here was this thing. The final day had a lot less people in costume. Well, it's a fun day. Yeah. And oh my. So, yes. Or costuming. Costuming. This consent. That's. Yeah, there were no creeper weirdos really. There weren't. There was other stuff. There was the Transformers looking looked right over there, but it isn't really. You have to go into pan to that. Yeah, it looks kind of like the Autobot symbol, but I was kind of sketched as to what it was. So I knew it wasn't Transformers. It's probably just these little figurines, and I didn't buy those, but I did buy the other one. What am I going to do with the little statue? Yeah. Oh. No. No. So yeah, there's lots of memoratives in. So yeah, you have story behind other things, behind rooms that kind of weren't covered before, so it wasn't a lot going on. Found out whether the washing instructions for the kimono, just in case it had bird poop on it. It didn't get bird poop on it. Some of the other stuff did. But yes, the attack bird. Oh, and the candy shop was closed. Probably because I walked in there with my hand and the bird poop on it. I wiped it off though with a napkin and they threw it away. Yeah, they probably had to close for the day and the next day. But I didn't rub the bird poop on the floor or nothing. Oh, gross. Well, maybe somebody else got beamed or something with bird poop. Oh no. It's magical. That'd be nasty. That was so nasty. Little knit guys. Used to be an artist alley, the knit guy. Oh yeah. Look at their store now. Yeah. So much stuff that I could not afford to buy. Stuff that I did buy, I probably couldn't afford it then either. Yeah, there's manga books and things. So I don't read Japanese. So, although that jacket is cool. Like a sport jacket from the show. Yeah, so there's yeah, it's not like a toy show. If you want to get like Transformers and stuff, check that out. The Super Toy Show is on the 7th and the 8th. I wonder if Kal Kat will be at that in June. Probably not. I don't know. Maybe I'll go to that. Won't be buying anything though. I'll just show up. Naked. Just kidding. Naked. Ew. That would be its own version of hentai. Oshindo Hanasamaiga. Asansadomika. That's what he said. Even though I don't think that actually is what he said, we just remembered it wrong. What he probably said is a kanji for I'm going to sodomize you, because that's what he did. Clip. He didn't say I found you my pretty and you were mine. He said I'm going to sodomize you. And then he did. So yeah, that's what it was. And this is a hentai clip from years ago on an old VHS tape. Long since gone. Couldn't tell you what it was from. Little dragon princess and falls off the dragon. This Darth Vader alien guy shows up and pins her to a wall and then ravishes her. Great. Like the Lolita. There's a connection. No, kimonos are not there. Oh, he had the kimono. It would pleasure him. Oh. You know, 2 years ago it was all waifu hats everywhere. Now it's senpai and other things. And not as much. Little waifu hat. Yeah. These figures they got knocked up. They're already done. Don't need any more of it. Yes, there are, interestingly enough, in the comic book lexicon there probably aren't very many incels there, because these conventions, you figure, there's somebody for everybody. Yeah. They're not involuntarily celibate, because other nerds will do them. All they have to do is say, You know. They're okay with it. Yeah. I think we've been on that one before. On that particular gig. Yeah, I enjoyed the Transformers movies. And the misfire story is that the Carter movie in the 80s came out before the Transformers introduced the Target Masters and Headmasters, like a year earlier. It's like late 86. Just later on in 87. And about a year and a half later. And, yeah. I had a misfire, and so did they. There's the cat box, there's the thing, and there's this. So, I think that's the prelude to a joke there, relating to that cat thing, resembling Mr. Well, the eggplant thing kind of resembles Mr. Peoples or maybe Mr. Mark's Cause, but then the big black, long black one, that's Mr. Peoples. Bum ba bum ba bum ba bum. Bum ba bum ba. Yep, everybody thinking about their dicks, as they do. Oh, and then there was the Uber trip with the. Oh yeah, I think I had mentioned that in the comments. That was weird. I thought, okay, this costume girl got in a costume because there's a Fanime convention. She got in the Uber, the same place. Like, got at the hotel. I figured she's just like a con person, right? It's gonna go the con thing. Nope. She was dressed like a cocktail waitress, kind of scantily, and then they dropped her off at the cocktail titty bar lounge thing near King Road. So she was a cocktail waitress. Yeah. Cocktail waitress. Oh my. I also wanted to see how they were going to fit the two Carly people into the clown car. Anyway, so the maid ones are also representing an offshoot. There are maid and nun and Sailor Scout ones and steampunk ones of the Lolita fashion, not the movie. The movie is just it's but yes. Yeah, I could see how that would set off a bunch of alarm bells on like the Cuties one does. Cuties one also does. Because, for obvious reasons. Even though those words themselves are not synonymous with the other thing at all. It's just that's what the internet, the algorithm thinks. Like, you want Cuties, you want to look up that naughty French thing. Or you want Lolita, you want to look up that naughty movie with Jodie Foster or somebody in it. It's like, no, I don't want to look that up. I want to look up the fashion now. I want to make a steampunk. I want to make a steampunk petticoat dress, and I tried to look that up, and all I could find was this sleazy stuff and hentai about it. No. But yes, I want to look like a petticoat dress. Question is, why would anyone in hot California want to wear a petticoat dress? They kind of addressed it. It showed that guy's boob. YouTube will flag it. Nah. That'd be stupid. Besides, flashing the titter butt cheek thing. It's known to happen on these things. It's also funny that this particular episode was the only people that really stood there. There was one girl, the rest are all dudes dressed like girls that showed up. And the angel's still over there, the little princess lady. He's a man. Oh my. He's the man. And other ones sat down too and searched for walking around. And they didn't want their picture taken. They're the American one. Oh, there's one. Yeah, they're everywhere. And now that you know what to look for, it's like, that's okay. Yeah, that's a sweet Lolita. That's what it's called. The picnic one. Like in Macross 7, the little girl, the fangirl. So it was even around in 95 when Macross 7 came out. There was a version of it. It was called something else. They should just go back to calling it that, whatever it was before that. But I guess it doesn't translate into English, so they translate it as... Anyway, so... I think we're getting near the end. Except I went back in there because I had to bust a slash. And, so... other things happened. So we are at near the end of this this convention. It was fun, and I see all the people and characters in high def. It's still not going to be 4K when you see it. It's still 1080. Because to put this in 4K would make it 3 times bigger. Okay. To put it in 4K would make it 3 times bigger. Kind of nuts. There's the set of this long line that was going to go to the closing ceremony. There's another one. Oh, that's the one from before. Same one. But yes, that would be COVID 2025 in action. There's also a troupe doing a funny picture over there, similar to the, it was going to be like Kal Kat falling over on the ground, like butt first. They weren't imitating my troupe though. They couldn't be because they don't know me. They did that to their own person. Yes. So. But yes, falling on their butt. Anyway, so we have, here we are. The end of FanimeCon 2025. There, the moment is in. Charlie and her evil friend pet, psychotic cat thing. They had to get into an Uber afterward. With the hat on. That must have been interesting for the Uber guy. Yeah. So, we'll bring a tentacle next year. Next year is 2026. Get cracking on building that Thundercracker costume. Hello, all my ladies and germs and creatures from the far and wide. Let us find out what our secret thing. I kept saying Loot Crate. It's not Loot Crate. It's just similar to what Loot Crate did. It's not. Okay. Let's see what we got. Let's see what we got. He's supposed to eat. What? Wait. Hey. So even away. Oh, tail of fox. Tail of cat. Tail of fox. Yeah. Yeah. Tale of passion. Okay, let's see what's in here first. Yes, this is Unknown Toys from the Toys Logic, which we've been to before in other past itinerary adventures. What have we got here? In Toys Logic, we have a single Costa-Tutu Karu. Look at that. Kal Kat. Okay. So Kal Kat. Excellent. That's what was in there. New. It is called a Tank Calico Cat. Oh. And it is NEG style, and it has a website and a QR code. Tank Cali Cat Plush. So it's basically Tim as a cat. Excellent. Ooh, comedy. Yeah. Now this other one. That was just one thing in there. Yeah. Another one. Ooh. So cute. Anime Palace. Cute. The bread cat. Another bread cat. Oh my god. It's another bread cat. It's a keychain. I'm comfortable with my sexuality. It's actually babyish more than sexual. But look at this. Oh my god. That one is Tim, and who the fuck is this? Oh, look at this little guy. Look, he's so cute. Oh my goodness. Now I actually have some like modern bread cats. Now I can actually. I had some earlier bread cats. These are modern ones. So now. Now I get. That's what was in here. So cute. So this one sits up like that. Mmm. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'll have to stick them up there. Yeah, bread cats. Yes, the the Duix world. You have bread cats? Yes, I have bread cats. Now I have more. It's awesome. They were saying that earlier as they had a bread cat shirt. And they had some bread cats. So I have some more. Now I have some modern official ones. I have this one. This one. Bread loaf cats. Which is kind of weird. You think about like do they you know, like bread loaf cat. He was out here this whole time just to see this guy get grown ass 50-year-old guy getting some cat plushes out of a box. Well, if you can't make fun of something, why not make fun of it? Well, I'm gonna do cat plushes. I don't know. Mew. Anyway, so that was the secret loot crate opening. They were all cat plush. That other one, like, that's kind of funny. That other one from the other store was like, I wasn't expecting that to be in there. I knew it was something soft, but I had no idea that it was another one. Yes. Two different stores. Yeah. And it's cat related. Ah. Red cats. It's something really, really odd about Kal Kat. Kal Kat. It's in the name.